What's up guys, Han Yolo here with another beer of the week, and for this week we have Midnight Fluff by Great Notion Brewing. I've actually had this at their tap room the day these crowlers came out, actually, on the, as you can see there, right there, the 3rd of this month, and it is an Imperial Stout with 10%. I kind of read through the brewing process, and it looks like they toasted a bunch of marshmallows and graham crackers for this brew, and it definitely kind of shows in the beer. But yeah, let's get this into a glass, see what it looks like, see what it smells like, and see what it tastes like. I'm going to try not to spill this. There we go. I can do a half pour first, just so I can swirl it around a little bit, get some of the aromas. So it looks like it poured about half a finger to a finger of head, just hazelnut head, pretty compact, small bubbles there. It poured pretty much pitch black. Let's put this to the light, and in the light it pretty much is still just black. I mean, maybe super dark brown, but I would say it's just like black. Let's see what it smells like. So first off, I get a bunch of like coffee. That's what I'm getting, like just a lot of coffee in this. Vanilla and dark chocolate. Let's see. But yeah, just coffee, vanilla, and dark chocolate. That's all I'm getting actually. I smell no marshmallows at all. That's pretty much what I smelled the first time too, and this has been sitting in my fridge for about a week now. Just because I haven't had time to do, you know, a video. But yeah, so as I swirl it around, like the dark chocolate notes kind of come out a little bit more. But yeah, vanilla, dark chocolate, and coffee is what it smells like. I'm gonna pour the rest of this glass here, and we'll get a taste. Alright, so yeah, about a finger of head, I would say. A finger, maybe 3/4 of a finger. Cheers. Oh yeah, I would say if you were to get this beer, let it sit for at least a week. Oh, this tastes so much better than when I had it like fresh off the tap, which was like, I think they tapped it actually the night before these crowlers came out, so I guess I had it like a day old, which is still extremely fresh, but it totally did not taste anything like this. Like, if you have this can or crowler, whatever, I would recommend letting it sit for at least a week, 2 if you can. I just kind of wonder how that would taste after 2 weeks. I have one crowler, actually I had 2, but I sent one out, so I won't be able to tell you what it tastes like in like 2, maybe 3 weeks, because this is my only can. I'm getting her a taste. Yeah. So after sitting in my fridge for about a week, it seems like the marshmallow taste and like the vanilla kind of just came out a little bit more, whereas originally when I had it on tap, when it was really fresh, it was like literally just like coffee and dark chocolate and very subtle like sweetness. But this has definitely built up in character, in a sense that the vanilla and the marshmallow kind of taste came out a little bit more. It's definitely a lot sweeter than when I had initially had it the first time. But it is still like not quite a dessert beer. I mean, it could be. It kind of depends on, you know, your palate, I guess. But I remember Stacks of Coconut, also from Great Notion. Like, that beer is like extremely coconutty and like just sweet. It was like eating, what are those candy bars called? I think mounds, like the the chocolate covered coconut ones. That's exactly what Stacks of Coconut tasted like. It's like super sweet. This is like a toned down marshmallow graham cracker. Like I guess a good description of this beer would be if you were eating a s'mores, but had coffee infused into like the marshmallows or something, or like the chocolate. That's exactly what this tastes like s'mores, but with coffee infused into it. I'm getting our taste here. The mouth feels really good. It's not super like chewy or dense, but it definitely has that like consistency that we can all relate to when drinking a stout. It's not like extremely thick or anything, but it does have that stout mouthfeel to it. Yeah, it coats your mouth pretty well. Like when you initially get a taste of it, it like coats your entire mouth of just like coffee and dark chocolate and just like this sweetness, and then it kind of fades more into like this dark chocolate coffee bitterness on the back of your tongue. That doesn't linger around for too long. It's like just slowly fades away. It's a really good beer. For 10%, you taste zero booze. It masks it really well. You can definitely drink. Like I opened a crowler, so I mean I'm gonna have to finish it, right? Yeah, you can definitely drink like an entire pint of this, 16 ounces, whatever, and like you wouldn't even know that you were drinking a 10%er. That's like how easy it is to drink this beer, and it's like amazingly good. It's just like after sitting for a week, it just got so much better than when I had it on tap initially. Like when I had it on tap, I was like, oh, this is good, but like I've had better. Like, but after having this now, like it definitely jumped up, at least half a point in rating, or maybe even a whole point in rating to me. But yeah, it's definitely good, and swirling it, you can see all the lacing that comes up there. Super tight, like lace bubbles. Good beer. Let's have a final taste, and we'll go on to reading what everyone else thinks, which this beer is very new, like I said earlier. I got this on the 3rd, and they tapped it on the 2nd, and crowlers came out on the 3rd. So, I mean, there may not be any reviews, but we'll see. Look at all that lacing that's on there, man. It just looks great. And even though I chugged that just now, like the flavors are still coming in. Like the sweetness, the bitterness, and that coffee flavor. It's just all like melding together. It's just like I can still taste it in the back of my tongue. It's good. It's worth waiting to open if you do have a crowler of it. Let's go get into the reviews. Alright, so it doesn't look like there's too much on the Midnight Fluff from Great Notion. Like, I couldn't really find anything, honestly. Beer Advocate was the only thing that I could find anything on. Untapped has like a bunch of, ratings on it, but no words for me to like read to you guys. So we're gonna read the one Beer Advocate review, and I'll probably add to it just because of course it has no BA score because one person reviewed it, and they gave it a 4 out of 5, and they said, on tap at the brewery the other day, the beer pours a blackish brown color with good head retention and lacing. On the nose there's some nice dark chocolate, vanilla, and coffee with a hint of marshmallow as well. Given the amount of coconut one gets in a stack of coconuts and the amount of maple one gets in a double stack, I was a bit surprised and disappointed there wasn't more of a marshmallow aroma. Still, this is a pretty nice smelling beer. The flavor profile replicates the nose pretty closely and wasn't nearly as sweet as the stacks of coconut and the double stack previously mentioned. That's actually a good thing, though I thought the beer could have been a bit more flavorful. Also, the beer comes across as a bit boozy at the present time, though the mouthfeel is still fairly smooth otherwise, with a long finish. I'm thinking this beer could use a bit more time to settle down a bit, though given how little of this was made, that will never happen. A nice beer, but for the money, this is not in the same class as Stacks of Coconut or Double Stack when it comes to empty stouts from Great Notion. No, I totally agree. When I initially had it, he probably had it at the same time I did, the day the day they tapped it or the day after they tapped it. But like I said, like I was a little bit disappointed as well when I had it. I was like, oh, this is, you know, it's good, but like I've had better. Like I expected way more out of this beer. I don't know why, but I expected way more out of it. But yeah, like I said, letting it sit for a week, definitely the beer is so much better than it was when I initially had it, when it was like super fresh. Like a week is still extremely fresh, right? But it just tastes so much better, and I can only imagine like 2 weeks from now what the beer would taste like. Would it build up more in like flavor, or is it just gonna fall right off and, you know, about a week is the right time to drink it? I will never know unless someone does a video on it. But yeah, I like you said, I was pretty disappointed the first time I had it. I didn't get a marshmallow aroma. I did get everything else he got though, the vanilla, the coffee, I think he said, and dark chocolate. Let's see, and he compared it to the double stack and the Stacks of Coconut, which if you guys haven't had, Stacks of Coconut, like I said, tastes like a mounds. I think that's what the candy bar is called. And double stack is just like a maple syrup bomb. It was not as sweet as the Stacks of Coconut in my opinion, and it's a little bit more drinkable. Like it's not so much of a huge dessert beer, whereas like Stacks of Coconut you can only have like 4 maybe 5 ounces and then it gets kind of gross. But double stack, kind of the same way. I mean, you could probably drink a little bit more of it, but it's still like a dessert beer, I guess. It's still very sweet, super mapley. Mapley, is that a word? But yeah, both of them are still very good. I honestly kind of prefer this beer, the Midnight Fluff, over the Stacks of Coconut and the double stack, just because it's not like super sweet, and it's like the perfect balance of sweetness and like flavor. Like it's just not like you're drinking like syrup, you know what I mean? And he said it's a bit boozy at the time he had it, and it probably will smooth out, you know, over time. And definitely, I don't remember, like I don't recall it being boozy like initially when I had it. But I mean, it's, you know, it's 10%. It might be boozy, I don't remember. But after a week, there's like no booze taste to it at all. And I don't remember having like a warming or a burning sensation drinking it, you know, just now, like you would if you drink something with high alcohol, right? High ABV. And he is right. They sold out. Like I think they sold out that day of crowlers. I mean, they probably still have it on tap. But crowler wise, I think they sold out that day. Like the day they released the crowler, they pretty much sold out. But yeah, this, he said, a nice beer, but for the money, this is not in the same class as Stacks of Coconut or the double stack. When it comes to Imperial Stout, like I said, I told you how I feel about Stacks of Coconut and double stack compared to this beer. Like Great Notion, their crowlers are more spendy than other crowlers that I've seen, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, that's it for the review. I mean, not much to talk about since there's only one. I almost forgot to give my rating for this beer. Like I said, initially when I had it, it wasn't like that great to me. Like it was just, you know, it was what it was, an Imperial Stout. That's all it was to me. But now that I had it a second time, which I'm really glad I have a crowler in, like it definitely bumped it up a little bit for me. Like I'm not gonna go out my way and say, you know, oh, this beer is like top notch, whatever. But honestly, I'm gonna say like 4.25. That's what I'm gonna give it. 4.25, I think, is a fair rating for this beer. Like I've had better stouts for sure, but this is a different kind of like Imperial Stout to me. Like all the other ones are like, you know, barrel aged or whatever. But this one, it's, yeah, 4.25. It's good. If you can get your hands on it, definitely try to get that. but it kind of sounds like unless they bring out more crowlers of it, it's just it's gonna be really hard to obtain. But yeah, that's what it is. That is Great Notions Midnight Fluff. If you guys liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Hopefully someone does a review of it, you know, of a can that's been sitting for like 3 to 4 weeks or whatever, and then, you know, we can kind of compare it. But yeah, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more videos, and remember, dream big dreams and believe all things are possible, and I will see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.